Alright, so this is your demonstration video for how to begin your art project. If you're choosing to do it along with me, we're going to do 3 circles with the grid in the background, and the circles are going to look like they're warping out of the background. Okay, so on your table you have a piece of paper. On the back of the paper, I want you to write your name. Okay, so put your name, and I want you to put a number. The number will be your period. This is period 1, so if you're in period 2 or 3 or 4, write the proper period on there to associate with your... Have a seat. Okay, after I'm finished recording, then I'll help you out. So this is the back of your paper right here. So we're going to flip this over. We're going to work on the blank side. Okay, so today we're going to add our circles. We're going to do 3 different size circles, or they're going to look like spheres that pop out from our background. So we're going to start actually with the foreground or the front with the spheres. So you should have on your table a bin that has 3 different size patterns in it. I'm going to use this for my large circle. I'm going to use this for my medium-sized circle. I'm going to use this little cup here, paper cup, for my small size circle. So you should have 3 different sizes. So let's start with arranging them. So we have 3 things here that we're using, and I'm going to set them here on my paper and see what is the most interesting arrangement. So I have the smaller one towards the bottom, the medium one towards the right, and the large one on the left. If you want to switch them and do it a different way, however you want to do that, if you want to put this one here and over here, you figure out what's best for you, and then you arrange your circles that way. Okay, so I like mine on the left, and I like to have the small one on the bottom, so that's what I'm going to do. So after I kind of figure out where I'm going to put them, then I'm going to remove 2. I'm going to start tracing around the edge, just like it's a pattern. Now I'm using a Sharpie, so you can see you're going to use your pencil. And just go all the way around the edge, making that nice, perfect circle. Okay, so there's my large circle. Now I'll put my medium circle back where I want it to be, and do the same thing. Now you're going to have to share because there's only one of each pattern at the table. So maybe you can all do the large one and then trade, or you can switch around, work together, however you want to do that. Okay, so now I have my 3 circles. Let me turn my brightness down a little bit so you can see my circles a little better. Oh, it won't work while I'm recording. Okay, so you can see the large circle here, medium circle, small circle. So, how we're going to do the checkerboard pattern to make these look like they're spherical or round is we're going to draw lines to make a grid pattern. So I'll start with the large one since it's the easiest one to kind of see and do. So I just imagine with my finger that there is a center line that goes up and down here. So anything to the right of that is going to curve with this side. Anything to the left of that imaginary line is going to curve this way with this side of the circle. So I'm going to start maybe here. I'm going to draw one line down that curves out and kind of come out that way. I'm going to go just a little bit to the left of that and do another one, and maybe I'll do one more kind of squeaking there right near the edge. So you can see it's already starting to look a little kind of spherical just because I've curved those around that edge. Now remember that imaginary line is right here, so anything I do on this side, on the right side of that imaginary line, is going to be curved the other way. I'm going to curve this one around here, maybe do one more, and then squeak that other little one in just like that. Okay, so now I've got kind of this vertical curved lines to show that it's having a little bit of a form to it using the lines that way. So once I do this, I can do all the circles the same way once I'm good at this. So I can do the next circle, same thing. I'm only going to put 2 lines on that one because I don't want to overcrowd it. You notice I'm putting them a fair distance apart. I'm not crowding them in there, and I definitely don't need one in the center, so don't draw a line straight down the middle. Okay, and I'll do my last little circle here with a couple lines. Okay, so they're already starting to look like spheres, so we're already starting to get that optical illusion. We haven't even started coloring and adding our background yet. So once you have all the vertical curved lines, then the next step is to do the horizontally curved lines. So just like we did with vertical, horizontally draw a line that cuts your circle in half. Just with your finger, don't draw it with your pencil, just imaginary line with your finger. So you kind of have that visualized. And then if you're drawing above that imaginary line curving up, and if you're drawing below that imaginary line, it's curving down. Okay? And the same thing with the other circles. So with my finger, imaginary line through the center. Anything that I draw above that is going to curve up. And anything I draw below that is going to curve down. And don't worry about it like this one's not exactly perfect. That's actually code. That's actually going to add to the illusion if they're not perfectly lined up. See, this line doesn't quite match up on the other side of the circle. That's not a big deal. So the same thing with my last circle. Okay, so I've got my 3 circles there. Then what I'm going to have you do is you're going to pick 2 colors, and you're going to start coloring in with the checker pattern on your piece. Now a lot of people, a lot of op art that we saw yesterday is black and white. If you want to add a different color, you can. I think I'm going to use maybe blue and green look good to me. So I'm going to use blue and green. I kind of like the way those look together. So you're just going to pick 2 colors, and I'll let you pick those marker colors. Those are the ones you'll use for the whole project. Okay, so once I have my blue and my green, or whatever 2 colors I'm picking out, then I'm going to start saying, okay, I need to make this into a checker pattern, so how am I going to do that? Well, I'll start with 1 color, because if you try to do alternating colors, I guarantee eventually you're going to get confused. So here's how I like to do this. I'll start with, say, maybe my center of my first circle. What color do I want this to be? Well, I want it to be blue. So I'll just make a little blue mark in there so I know this one's going to be blue. And then I'm going to go horizontally and say, okay, if I'm doing a checker, this one's going to be the other color. So I'm going to skip that. I'm going to make this one blue also. Same thing to this other side, skip, make this one blue. I'm going to do the checker pattern vertically. So skip this one becomes blue, skip this one becomes blue. And so I can go around and figure out which pieces need to be blue. This one should be blue here. This little one should be blue here. This one should be blue here. This one should be blue. This one should be blue. This one should be blue. Blue, 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 blue. Let's see, blue here. Blue there, blue there, no, that's green, blue there, blue there. Okay, so I've marked all the circles that need to be blue, and then I can come back in and mark all the circles, oh, I missed one right here. So I can mark all the circles that need to be green. So I know before I even start what color I need to color inside there because I've already kind of marked it. Okay, and then I would do the same thing for all the other circles, marking those out, and then I can start filling them in.